Hey guys, it's TechGenie back again with a new exciting video. We've been doing some different videos recently on the channel and now we're back to usual with the reviews and unboxings and stuff. So you may know already that Apple released earlier in the year the new iPhone SE. Now unfortunately we couldn't get our hands on it as soon as it came out, but now we do have our hands on a brand new iPhone SE. Okay, so jumping straight into the video, what we're going to do is just unbox this. I'm going to give you some first impressions and a slight comparison between the iPhone SE and the iPhone 5S. So as you can see on the box, normal Apple packaging, really slick, really clean, white packaging as you'd expect. On the front it does have the picture of the iPhone SE, kind of a 3D kind of feel to it, really nice. And then on the front and back you've got the little Apple logo. Then of course on the side it's just written iPhone SE. Underneath it kind of tells you a little bit of information about the phone, a load of boring stuff that no one actually cares about. So that's the box out of the way and done. So if we just take off the lid here, normal Apple unboxing experience, exactly what you'd expect. Smooth, clean, very professional look. So you open it up and then as you come inside, of course, first you're greeted with the phone. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same that every single unboxer that you've ever watched on YouTube is going to do. We're going to take the box and we're going to look at all the boring stuff first, then we're going to get onto the phone. Because that's the way that everyone else does it, so why not? Let's jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. Okay, so moving the phone to the side, we'll get back to that in a second. As you can see, we've got this little plastic kind of lid which we take off, which has obviously got the phone in. So once we've got that out of the way, we are greeted with this normal kind of packaging. Okay, so as soon as we open up this piece of card, we are greeted with the iPhone SE kind of telling you what the button's all about. And then we've got the iPhone info. No one ever reads that, and then of course we've got the two legendary Apple iPhone stickers. Then of course on the back of the card we've got this glorified paperclip which will be used to open up the SIM card slot, sticking your micro nano SIM into the phone to get it all up and running. So that is the piece of card out the way, and then as we remove that from the box, we see below we've got the Apple iPhone headphones, and then of course we've got the little plug that goes into the plug socket. Now we are in the UK, so we have got the 3-pin connector. Of course you're going to get what you get in your country, that's not really important. So these are the new, or these are the iPhone headphones. Nothing grand about them. I mean, they are better than they used to be. So they've got this nice in-ear kind of feel, cheap plastic things as you'd expect for some free headphones that you get with the phone. Taking this out of the box, underneath it of course we've got the lightning cable, which is the same thing that you can use for all of your iPhone devices or your iPad or your iPad Pro. So that's kind of a new spare device lead if you've already got some. So that's really nice to have that in the box, of course, because you're going to need it. Okay, so now if we move down to the bottom of the box, we've got the 3-pin connector, the plug that goes into the wall, so you can plug in your charge lead and get the thing up and charged. Okay, so we are quite lucky because as soon as you get an iPhone, it does tend to have a bit of charge in it, so you can just kind of boot it up and get it running, get it up and going before you start using the phone, which is really good. Okay, so what we've done basically is just taken the phone out of the box and talked about what's going on inside it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the phone itself. So taking the phone out of its little plastic case, as you can see here, it does look pretty much identical to the iPhone 5S. That's because it's exactly the same case. We did notice one slight difference between the two. It did seem to us that the iPhone 5S was a slight darker kind of space grey than the iPhone SE. That might be due to the fact that the iPhone 5S has been used and got a little bit dirty and a bit grubby, but I don't really know, maybe that is a thing. So looking around the phone, normal as you'd expect from an iPhone, not much detail to go into, nothing that stands out to me as being completely different. Of course, at the top we've got the sleep wake button or power on, power off, then we've got the silent or notification thing slider on the side, and of course volume up and volume down. And then at the bottom of the phone we've got these two speakers either side. As you'd expect from a phone, not a great set of speakers. Who listens to their speakers out the phone anyway? You've got the headphone slot at the bottom down here, so it's in the perfect position when you put it in your pocket. It's not being bent around and then twisted in your pocket. You can easily slide it out, so that's pretty cool at the bottom. Then of course in between the two we've got the lightning connector, so you can plug it in, charge it, take photos off, do whatever you need to do with the lightning connector. And then of course at the centre of the bottom of the phone you have got the thumbprint scanner. Now, this thumbprint scanner is incredibly fast. Of course, we're going to talk about this in the review, but really good, like high-tech thumbprint scanner here. Works really well. Okay, so what we've done is basically we've put the two phones, the iPhone 5S and the iPhone SE, kind of side by side to give you a brief little look between the two of them. As you can see, there is literally no difference whatsoever between these two phones. The only difference is what's going on inside the little metal and all that and rubbish that's going on inside that no one actually knows about. So what's going on inside, I don't really know. We'll talk about that in our review. But what we're talking about now is our first impressions. I would say feels exactly the same as the iPhone 5S, looks the same as the 5S, weighs the same as the 5S, basically is the 5S, but it's not, it's the iPhone SE. So the only difference between these two phones is on the back, it tells you it's the iPhone SE and not the 5S. Personally, that's all I can see the difference between the two. So that is basically all there is going on around the outside of the phone. As you can see, they look pretty much identical next to each other. The iPhone 5S in this video is slightly bashed out because we have thrown it on the floor occasionally, but the bevels on both sides of the phone are identical. I'm not joking, they are basically identical phones. The only difference is what's going on inside and then this little iPhone SE sticker at the bottom. So that is all we've got for you today, guys, for the unboxing of the iPhone SE. I hope you did like it. If you did like it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. As I said, we have got 2 new videos coming out, hopefully going to be a full, comprehensive, in-depth review of this phone, and then maybe a comparison between the two, or is the iPhone 5S still worth it? So look forward to those, and they'll be up on the channel very soon. We also have got some new videos coming out. Unfortunately, they got deleted because our solid-state drive got deleted on the computer, which is why this video probably went up a little bit later than it usually did. But that's all we have for you today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one. Live long and prosper.